सुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 8. Lord Krishna shows the universal form within his mouth. Text 23. Please repeat. Tanmataro Nijasuto Krishnaya Snuvantyo Pangangaragara Chita Upagrihya Dhorbhyam Tattva Stanam Prapibhato Sma Mukam Nirikshaya Muktasmithalpa Dasanam Yayatu Pramodham Tanmataro Nijasuta Krishnaya Shrunuvantyo Pangangaragaruchira Upagrihyadorbhyam Tattvastanam Prapipatho Smagmukam Niriksha Muktasmitalpadasanam Yayatu Pramodam Tanmataro Nijasuta Krishnaya Snuvantyo Pankangaraharuchira Upagrihyadorbhyam Tattvasanam Prapivato Smamukam Niriksham Muktasmitalpadasanam Jayatu Pramodam Tanmataro Nijasuta Krishnaya Snuvantyo Pangangaraharuchira Upagrihyadorbhyam Tattvastanam Prapipatho Smamukam Niriksha Muktasmitalpadasanam Yayatu Pramodam Tanmataro Nijasuta Krishnaya Pankangaragaruchira Upagrihyadorbhyam Tattvasanam Pratipato Smamukam Niriksha Tanmataro Nijasuta Krishnaya Snuvantyo Akasam prapipatos mamukam nirikshya mukta smital padashanam jayatu kama. Tannataram jasita Akasam prapipatos mukta smital padashanam jayatu. Mataji's. Tannataro nijasuto krishnayashnavanta Ankangara karuchira upagarkarobhya Tasana prapipatho Tasnikar patachanam Tanmataro, their mothers, Rohini and Yashoda, Nijasuta, their own respective sons, Krishnaya, with great affection, Snuvantya, allowed to suck the flowing milk from their breasts. Very happily. Pangangara whose beautiful transcendental bodies were covered with muddy cow dung and urine. Upagruhya, taking care of Dhorbhyam by their arms. Tattva, delivering them. Stanam, the breast. Prapibatho, when the babies were sucking. Sma, indeed. Mukam, the mouth. Niriksha, and seeing. Mukta smital padashanam, smiling with little teeth coming out of their mouths, they were more and more attracted. Yayatu, and enjoyed. Pramodam, transcendental bliss. Translation and prepared by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada, the founder of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Translation. Dressed with muddy earth mixed with cow dung and cow urine, the babies looked very beautiful. And when they went to their mothers, Yashoda and Rohini, picked them up with great affection, embraced them and allowed them to suck the milk flowing from their breasts. While sucking the breast, the babies smiled and their small teeth were visible. Their mothers, upon seeing those beautiful teeth, enjoyed great transcendental bliss. Purport. As the mothers cared for their respective babies by the arrangement of Yogamaya, the babies thought, "Here is my mother. And the mothers thought, here is my son. Because of affection, milk naturally flowed from the mother's breast, and the babies drank it. When the mother saw small teeth coming in, they would count them and be happy. And when the babies saw their mothers allowing them to drink their breast milk, the babies also felt transcendental pleasure. As this transcendental affection continued between Rohini and Balaram and Yashoda and Krishna, they all enjoyed transcendental bliss. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutalesh Mate Bhakti Vikasa Swami. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutalesh Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachayane Nirvisheshwanyavadika Shakti. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Tanmatarau Nichasutau Krignaya Asmantau Pangangaragar Chirau Upakrishadorvyam Tattvastanam Prapipatho Mukham Niriksha Muktasmitalpadasanam Yeto Pramodam. Again translation. Dressed with muddy earth mixed with cow dung and cow urine, and babies look very beautiful. And when they went to their mothers, Yashoda and Rohini picked them up with great affection, embraced them, and allowed them to suck the milk flowing from their breasts. While sucking the breast, the babies smiled, and their small teeth were visible. Their mothers, upon seeing those beautiful teeth, enjoyed great transcendental bliss. So we are continuing to hear this chapter, chapter entitled Lord Krishna shows the universal form within his mouth. So here the previous verse and this verse, we see this wonderful description how Krishna and Balrama is playing, and their Vrajavasis and the gopis, others, and mothers, Yashoda and Rohini, they are all bliss. They are all enjoying these wonderful pastimes of the Supreme Lord. And it's very nice, wonderful description of Vatsalya, rasa, how between the exchange of the, the transcendental love between Krishna and his mother is described here. So, and in this verse, Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, he comments like this: the two mothers would take the two children in their arms and experience bliss. The two mothers took both children as their own, and the two children took both mothers as their own. Their breasts were flowing with milk in motherly affection. So these both are like, both Krishna and Balaram, they were thinking both of them their mother, and then mothers also, they were having same feeling. And also another nice description he gives: the dust and their bodies become beautiful like cosmetics, and that dust increase their beauty, using the metaphor of Sundare Kim, na sundaram. On someone who is beautiful, an ornament looks more beautiful. So this is very nice. Generally, when uh, somebody, working and become tired and or some mud comes like here you see in the construction site. People work so much dust, they don't become more beautiful like that. But here in Krishna's case, because he himself naturally is beautiful, even this dust becomes even more beautiful. Same thing we can see also is described in the Mahabharata and uh, in the Kurukshetra. Uh, Krishna was driving the chariot because of so many chariots, people running around, so much dust comes. Uh, so Krishna was completely covered with dust, but it is described that he becomes more beautiful. Uh, so this is a very amazing description that generally we see here. If someone is wearing ornaments to make them beautiful, but here when you same description also in Ramayana for Mother Sita when they were decorating, uh, is said that the beauty is covered with ornaments because without the ornaments is Mother Sita was more beautiful. So this kind of description is really amazing. It's very difficult for the conditioned soul to understand it. But same time, if you are like us, if you are try to follow the instructions of Supreme Lord and His devotees, and follow the religious principle, and engage in the service of the Lord, and here and there, at least some idea we can get it. What is this kind of description? And of course, once we advance in the devotional service, we can really, understand what are these. Otherwise, it's very difficult. People think it is just some story, some imagination. Uh, why? Because this kind of blissful situation, this kind of enjoyment, uh, people think it's not possible. You know, especially the modern days people, they think that enjoyment, happiness, bliss comes by the modern things, accumulating things by having lot of money, having nice wife, children, family, car, nice good job, very big house or nice apartment, you know all these things will make me happy. So therefore everyone is running after all these things, just like mad people, because they are completely in the bodily concept of life. When you think I'm this body, then the body becomes the very important thing. Then try to satisfy the body, whatever the body is asking, just try to give. Every senses wants to satisfy, but that's not possible. Mm. The the nature of this material world is place of suffering, dukhalayam. Here is in this material life there is no happiness. Here is people just simply everyone is selfish. They are thinking how do I satisfy, how to be happy myself. I want to enjoy everything. They are all selfish. Therefore, they fight each other. Srila Prabhupada gives example like a dog. Dog is thinking I am the dog. So therefore, if from the neighbor street any dog comes immediately, wow, wow, immediately trying to chase out, immediately bargaining. So why? Because the dog is thinking like that. So same way, man in the human body, he thinks also I'm man, I'm human. Then immediately, Prabhupada say you come to the other country, immediately check. They ask you, why do you come? You can't go to America just like that. They ask you so many questions. You have to have visa. For a visa, they ask so many questions. They don't give it to everyone. So same mentality we can see. It's like animals. Mm. But uh, this kind of uh, lifestyle, the bodily concept of life, means uh, very insane. They don't have any intelligent people trying to be happy artificial way against the nature, against the will of the Lord. Therefore, the aim of life is some or other want to be happy, but they don't know how to get that happiness. So they are trying to be happy by having all these things as just said, and or having very big industries or some factories, but is these big factories, big job and big money, having a lots of money, this is not actually giving happiness. Already there are so many people having so much money, so many people are having very big factories, they're owning, they're employing so many people. They don't have a problem of having good job or anything, big house. There are so many people already have, but they are not happy. They themselves still working very hard. Day night they are working. So therefore, Prabhupada said it is insane. It is completely like madness. You can see it's a complete madness. They see in front of them, completely. This is what is happening. All these big rich people, till last breath, as much as possible, they work hard. Everyone, every businessman, every this film stars, everybody they work. Sports people, they make them to retire. They don't allow to play. Otherwise, they will also will play. Tendulkar will play the cricket till last moment if they allow him. But the film stars, if you see here, Tamil Nadu, the superstar, is 73. He still is acting. He has 4 or 5 movies lined up, booked. So why they have to work? They have so much money. They have everything, all the material facility which people think this will make me happy. If they are really happy, then why they have to work all this? Why they have to still? So Srila Prabhupada say, people here in the material world, they take the counteracting the suffering as a happiness. Everybody is actually suffering. Srila Prabhupada gives an example, just like when it's very hot, temperature is very high, then we use fan or AC. What that means? When it's very hot, we don't feel comfortable, so we are suffering. But when you use a fan or AC, it's just counteracting the suffering. But we think we are enjoying. Oh, I have a nice AC, I have a nice fan. So in that way, if we think all what people think this will make me happy, all these facilities, all these things, everything is just counteracting uh, the suffering. It's not really happiness. People are not really enjoying. So the point is, as people think for being happy to attain the bliss, these material facilities are not at all, it's not that this only will make me happy. Basic needs are there. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maitanam. The body needs some basic thing, but not that whole life just spent for that only. But unfortunately, people have no idea who we are, who is God, what is the goal of life. So the basic knowledge is not there. Previously, at least in India, people were more pious. They had some or other, even they were not educated people, but even if they are simple village farmers, they used to have this knowledge. They were used to listen from the forefathers. They used to hear from some Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, Kathas from the learned people. They used to get knowledge from different dramas. In that way, they were educated. They were aware of there is a papa, there is punya, there is, next life, there is a rebirth, all this knowledge they had. So they were trying to uh, live as far as possible the nature's way, according to uh, dharma. So Srila Prabhupada, one incident he quotes that happened in his life. He's saying that one of the servant in his father was running some textile business. So one of the person who was working there. So one day Srila Prabhupada spoke to him that he is from the nearby. Prabhupada, his father was living in Calcutta in the city, but the person who was working, he is from somewhere nearby, some village. And so he came to work to get some money, and then, after few months work, he got some money. Then he went home, his village. He got little land and he got one cow, and he just lived with his family like that. He was not, trying to stay in the city and earn more and more money. So what Prabhupada wants to say, that was the mood, that was the understanding of the people previously. Even if they are not having anything in the village, they would just come for getting some basic need. In the city, they used to work and then they go back to the village and they live simple life and be with family. Prabhupada was making that point, that it's not that completely separated. Today in the modern days, we see that so many family have lots of problem because they completely separated. Many men's working, especially in India, they go to abroad, Singapore, Malaysia, Dubai, like these Gulf countries. So there's so many, especially from South India, there's so many of them. They go work. Man is married, and then 10 years, 12 years, he's without wife and children. He comes once in a year or something. then how this family will be happy? And he say, I work for the family. But he is not with family. He is not living with family. This completely misunderstanding of life. So this is the problem. They think happiness, comes from these material things, but it doesn't come. Even the basic need, like food, water, everything comes from nature, from Krishna. The nature provides all the basic needs. Already is there. We don't have to struggle so much. But unfortunately, people, they don't understand. They think, they are more smarter, more than the God couldn't provide me all the facilities, so I have to work. I have to, patch up everything. Whatever God couldn't do, I have to do it. This is what their mentality. So therefore, is people are suffering more and more. Uh, Having big industry, what they can do? They couldn't make any food if some scarcity comes. Uh, Now, recently in Chennai, there is heavy flood. There's so many industries are there. The food scarcity were there. People couldn't get water even. Uh, what they could do? Even though the water, full city was filled up with water, but they couldn't drink the water. So people, they don't think, uh, they don't know the really. So we are all very fortunate. We, somehow Srila Prabhupada given us this knowledge. Uh, we don't go with all these modern ideas. The modern way of life is completely against the nature, completely against the will of the Lord. Uh, like here we see in these verses, it's a wonderful description. The mothers and the baby's relationship is so much a blissful thing. Even though it's described as dukkhalayam, if you just live according to the nature, according to the natural system, even materially some happiness you will derive, because that's the way how to live. The nature, the God provides some system how to live. If you just depend on the nature, depend on the land and cow, and depend on the Lord, then even in this place, you don't have to, completely pure devotee, very much advanced in Krishna consciousness. Even Srila Prabhupada said, like, even if you see that the children in the first standard, he may be just learning A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, some basic things. But if he continues, one day he will be graduated. He will advance. So similarly, even if you are having just some basic knowledge, that we are controlled, we are not the controller, we are controlled by the nature, we are controlled by the supreme power. So we have to obey the order of, nature. Then you don't go against the nature. Now, whatever people they do, everything against the nature. The mother, the women, they don't want babies. They won't get married. Many of them, of course, nowadays, even they advance, they don't want even married. But they want sex. They don't say that they don't want sex. They don't want marry because that is giving responsibility. So they don't want to take responsibility. Even if they get married, there are many of them, they don't want babies. But these same people, so much contracting, the contrast, they also speak about the future. You don't get babies, then where is the future? There is no question of future. Uh, you know what happened in China? There was so much they were restricting to get the baby. If you get more than one baby, then the government was, putting you know, some restriction. I don't know the detail. Then they realize after 20 years in China, the number of youth is completely reduced. All people becoming old. Suddenly there is no young people in the whole country. Then they again allowed, okay, you can have a second baby, third baby, because there is so much, restricting. So if we go against the laws of nature, against the nature, then more problem you create. So people, the women, the modern days, they want to be happy, but they don't want to live as a woman. The nature of women to get married and then have children, then, and they give so many reasons. If you hear the reasons, why they don't want to have babies, or even if they have a babies, they don't want to give breast milk, as we see here description. They give so many reasons, crazy reasons. But actually, many of them are imagining, oh, this will happen, that will happen, my career will spoil, my beauty will, will reduce, I will not be this, I will not be that, I won't able to do this. All these things, they are completely mental. Therefore, the modern women, they're not happy. But if they just follow the nature's way, like every modern woman, everybody will glorify their grandmothers. Why? Because grandmothers were very loving, they take care, they cook very nice items whenever they come or they go to their grandparents' house. They're very nice. Everybody will glorify their grandparents. But they don't want to follow their lifestyle. They don't want to live like them. They want their love, affection, their nice food, everything from grandparents, but they don't want to live like them. They don't want to get married, or even if they get married, they don't want babies. If they get baby, they don't want to give breast milk. So like this, is so many crazy ideas are coming up in the modern society. So how they will be happy? Even the basic material happiness you will not get. Where is the question of transcendental bliss, transcendental happiness by the spiritual process? It's a very big, gap between, so much is missing link. So we are fortunate in Krishna consciousness, at least people who are practicing, they should understand, they should not get affected by all these modern ideas. They should not mingle too much with these modern people. Asatsanga Tyagaye Vaishnava Acha, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's very important instruction. More you associate with these modern people, doesn't have to be personally. Today, everybody has a mobile phone. Just by watching their movies or some videos, so many things are give the facility to associate with them. But even that way, if you associate it, then so much is affected. All these modern ideas comes. Sometimes not sometimes. Maya is always is trying to bewilder us. Some reasons are looks like, oh, very nice. It's a very good idea. Yes, we should implement in our movement also these ideas. Then they bring all modern ideas, then completely chaos. Equal rights. Uh, where is the question of equal right? Uh, Papa say women can give birth to the babies, man can't do. So the different, but they want to prove. Now, most of these modern women, they want to live like a man. Why? Man is already there. Why you want to be man? It's not man is trying to live like a woman. So why you want to compete with them? But of course, not only women, but even men also. So many crazy ideas have all society, whole society. So they don't want to, just go with nature in nature way. Then everything you will get. Like modern women, they think I will not be able to do this. I will not be able to do this if I get married when I am young. If I get baby, I will be disturbed by this, that, so many things. But it is not. Nature is provides your health, your mindset, everything is develops. One of the reasons the modern ladies they don't want to get babies because they are not ready. They are not in the. They are not prepared in the mind. The mind is not ready. But it comes automatically as soon as the biological changes are there. The mind also is changes comes. You can see naturally. I have seen in my family, in my sisters. I had one elder sister, one younger sister. My younger sister, when she got married, when she got first baby, I see so much change. It's not that the same girl was 2 years back. Now so much responsibility is there, so much understanding is there, so many things is changed in her life. It naturally comes. It's not that you have to go some course and study and understand it. Everything doesn't. It's not needed at all. But today everything they want, because everybody goes to the Google. Everything they by searching in Google they want to understand. Every single thing. So much speculation is there. So, and therefore people are not happy. But otherwise it's a simple life, simple living, high thinking. The process is very, very simple. Just have a basic need. Even materially, you can be happy. It's not that, there's no happiness at all. But you have to, according to Dharma, according to the nature, according to God's will, if we just, as He directed, if we live, then there is a way. The nature's way, gradually we come up from the whatever the condition we are. From there, from that position, the nature is like other species. If we see from the aquatics, slowly they come up naturally. It's not that they have to go and school, colleges, universities, and get degrees. Then they come up. No, just by following. Animals, they follow the nature's way. Animals also have a sex. Animals also have a family. Ahara, Nidra, Bhai, Maitana. But they do according to the nature. nature's arrangement. When you see with now the Margali month is comes, now you see this time all the male dogs runs after the female dogs. This is the season. Not throughout the year, you don't see that. Even though there is a male dog, female dog is there, not throughout the year. There is some particular season is there. Same thing, cows in Goshala, whoever have experience. It's not that, every day you live bull and cow, they will have sex. Not like that. But the human is not following that. Uh, Everything, food, you know, everything like that. Every aspect of life, people they go against the nature, against laws of nature. Mm. So therefore, they are not happy. Mm. But uh, if we have little intelligence, if we know little bit, try to observe around why people are not happy, a little intelligence is enough to understand. Uh, but unfortunately, people don't have even that little intelligence. So we have a very big responsibility. We have to go around and check them up, and tell them, see around and observe, see the thing. People are not happy. You are not happy. That's really very much inspired me when I read this point that the people just trying to, counteracting the suffering, taking that as a happiness. That's really, if you just tell to anybody, very easy to understand. There is no happiness, but they think this is happiness. They think that, having this, having that means you are trying to, you know, make better. Like so many scientists, so many philosophers, everybody trying to make this world is better. But they are not making better. They are making worse. They are more degrading in their life. They are not advancing. Uh, Externally looks like that, advancing. This is how they propagate, having very big highways, big skyscrapers, big industries, everything is externally looks like advancing, this is, but actually, what is the use of all this advancement if people are not happy, if people are not peaceful, people are not together, if they are not, you know, having trust each other, then what is the use of all this advancement? So we are fortunate, we are, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we are getting this idea in Krishna consciousness. If we just apply whatever Prabhupada gives this knowledge, and then we can really relish this transcendental bliss as Mother Yashoda and Krishna and Ragini, Balaram and other Brajavasis, they are experiencing that bliss. Even if we live in this material world, we can completely detach from this laws of nature, the modes of nature, we can be completely free from it. Like a lotus, even though it comes from it grows and it lives in the water, but water doesn't stay. It is completely detached from it. And we have seen Srila Prabhupada and his sincere followers and previous acharyas, they all lived like that. So we can also be like that and inspire others to get real bliss, real happiness. Uh, so that is very big responsibility for us. So Let's try to understand. First, follow ourselves. Janma sartha karikara paropakara. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that first we have to make our life perfect, then help others. Hare Krishna. I stop here. Is there anything to add? Any question?
I understand what you're saying about there's no happiness in this material world, and that endeavor to to be happy is just covering up. You're trying to just cover up the misery, but you're saying that all of the endeavors that modern society is doing at the moment, it's all just to cover up all the miseries. But how do we as devotees, how do we fit into that situation? Like, we have to educate our children. We have to go to work. We have to have cars. We have to have all these material things as well. Are we also just covering up our misery, or is there some other understanding that we can apply?
Yeah, that devotees, we should understand, uh, as I mentioned, that simple living, high thinking, that should be the principle of, our life. Uh, we have to have anyway some basic necessities, but not that, you know, aspiring for, if I already have a small house, for a family to live, then I don't have to, now work hard to get another big house or, big car or anything like that, which is, so if they try, then again they go to the material from their consciousness is instead of being Krishna conscious, they become more material consciousness. That we see many of Prabhupada say many of our devotees have material desires, so they are want to be both side. They want to materially also be well situated, and also same time they want to practice Krishna consciousness also. But that is not at all the best way.
Yes, I think you're correct. I think that's why Prabhupada really encouraged farming communities, and that's why Bhakti Vikash Maharaj
Yeah,
also promotes farming communities, because devotees should live simply. They shouldn't need to get
yeah,
entangled in the material world. There's no real need. It's not going to bring you any happiness. It's not going to give any knowledge. So why bother? I think if we expect people to follow our philosophy,
yeah,
then we have to start acting that philosophy. So households particularly, they should be more motivated to live in an agrarian environment and
yes,
not become entangled in this material society on the in the guise of utilization of material things and all these other weird philosophies that devotees sort of come up with. But they should follow the philosophy, which is to live simply, which
yeah,
means living on farms, growing our own food, looking after the cows, and actually developing real happiness in Krishna consciousness.
yeah,
Otherwise, we're going to end up like the karmis. We're just going to be chasing our tails,
yeah,
getting more and more entangled. Um, just a thought.
yes,
I noticed that so many devotees, they send their kids to college, and yet we preach, we denounce that.
yeah,
So why are we sending our children to college to get degrees? What is the real reason behind that? What's the logic? It's not. It's completely against the philosophy.
yes,
It's against the Vedic philosophy. It's against the spiritual master's instructions. Prabhupada said that he's he's given half of his mission was successful. The other half was vanashram.
yes,
So if we don't follow, then how do we expect the karmis are ever going to give it up? They're never going to give up this madness unless they see some example. So if ISKCON doesn't start setting an example, stop sending their kids to college for a start, stop all this stuff, then nothing's going to change. Devotees are never going to be happy. Karmis are never going to be happy. We're all just going to continue on in the same way. So, I really appreciate the points you made in your class. Thank you very much.
Yeah, some of the devotees, they even preach. They say bridge preaching. They preach that if you are educated, you become a doctor, you become an engineer, and you give some donation. That's your devotional service. That's your, build up your career, but also, you give some donation. That's your devotional service. It's not that everybody has to join ashram. It's not that. This is how they preach. Yeah.
Devotees think that we should be living comfortably in the material world.
Yeah.
Nice car, nice house, nice wife, nice position, nice prestige, doctors, lawyers, all this stuff, it's a disease. But Gokul Chand was telling me that when he goes to London, there's thousands of devotees like that who are all in college or doing all this stuff. How is that different from the karmas? Yeah. Everybody should just move out to the farms and start acting like devotees, following Prabhupada's instructions, following Varnashram.
Yeah.
Just another point that, as you said, suffering in the material world. Prabhupada also gives this definition of there is only suffering between the two sufferings. There is an interval that they think is happiness.
Yeah.
I just remembered that point. And another example that in the beginning you really made a nice point about this, when in the Mahabharata, when Krishna was in the war. Similarly, in the eighth chapter of the first canto, in the 9th chapter, the Bhishma Stuti, where there is same Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is explaining about this. How does it go? I don't exactly remember. Sundara Asundara Nyaya or Asundara Sundara Nyaya. One of the names he gives, and then he says that Krishna is fully, with all the dust, and then hair is all, it's all, not in proper shape. But then Bhishma is so much glorifying Krishna for the beauty. And also Bhagavatam gives another verse where it says Bhushana Bhushanangam. It says that all the ornaments become beautiful because it is now on Krishna, on the Lord. So the ornaments gets the beauty because of that. Very interesting.
That's what here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says. But here it's not really ornaments. The dust becomes ornaments, but that is also becomes more beautiful. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki